We met with you, we said to you, everybody's telling you this can't be done, and you just said, yeah, I hear that a lot.
Some of the other dentists that I talked to were, typically celebrity dentists, right?
Yeah.
And they're just, it can't be done, right?
Right.
And if it does, it's going to cost twice as much, and you have an inferior product, as you said, with a plastic gum.
Right.
What's a plastic gum?
Right. Right there you can see this is natural, beautiful own gum line, as opposed to if he'd gone anywhere else, they would have chopped all this off and put fake gums. Now he's able to keep his own natural gums.
It feels pretty good.
That's pretty good. Mm-hmm. All right, well, should we grab a mirror? All right, here you go.
Look at that. It's pretty amazing.
Looks really good.
Oh, it's fantastic. Yeah, thank you very much.
Look good, feel good.
Yeah, couldn't be better. And it's got to feel particularly good for you because of all the pushback that all the other professionals were getting.
Right.
Telling
And
you
still do.
couldn't
Still saying it's
be done.
impossible,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
all those guys that you were talking to, yep, no, he's not gonna be able to do that. I'm like, well,
Here
I
it is.
did it, yeah.
Yep.
Right.
You bring the lab into the room over and over again and have these detailed conversations right here in the practice. So, I thought that was amazing. Being able to see the conversations that are happening with you and the lab in the instant, right? Can you make this tiny little fractional change?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool that how we're able to get it all done so quick, right? Because we own our lab. And when I started doing this, 10 years ago, like nobody did this. So since nobody did it, I had to make my own lab. And I'm like, I know this is possible. And every time I would hire a lab person, like say, nope, it's impossible. I was like, listen, I do it by myself. Like, you're in the lab industry. I'm just the dentist that doesn't know how to do lab stuff, but I've already figured out how to do it. So I know that you can do it because I already do it. So I just have had to develop the whole thing myself. And then it's just so much easier, like I said, have my iPad here and just look and see exactly what the changes are that we want to make live, so that that's one of the learning curves over the process of time has been as well. Because if you just like make a little note and then you send it to the lab and then that's off a little bit, then you have to make a few more visits for those little changes, as opposed to like I can see exactly the way that I want it to look in there, and you can as well. So we can have like a little group discussion on it instead of back and forth, and that saves a lot of time and money.
You can see all the adjustment marks that the doctor made. You can see the bite was off a little bit back here, so those things got corrected. There's the placement of the teeth.
So it's been a process getting to the point where now I've got a big old team of awesome people that help me make the process way better for the patients as well.
Yeah, it's streamlined. It's like NASA. It's so far out in front of what other dentists are doing that it's an apples to oranges comparison.
Yeah. Well, we've sure enjoyed working with you guys. You guys are obviously a power couple, doing great things in the world. So it's been awesome to be able
We hope to do more great things
work
together.
with you
Now
guys
that
as
we've got
well.
this squared away, look out world.
having a confident smile and confidence chewing and hanging out with people when you're going to meals and talking. Like how big of a difference does that make?
Yeah,
in
it'll
your
make
life?
a huge difference. Yeah, no question about it. And my position requires 12, 14 hours a day on camera. Right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, your visual personality and comes through, and your presentation of yourself is a big part of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm jumping on camera with my wife Deb here to express our appreciation for Utah Smile Clinic. We uncovered just about every stone in terms of looking at alternatives, because we had both a grave situation in terms of my case and a pressing need. I'm a chief executive officer of multiple businesses. Deb and I work closely in that environment, but public presentation and the ability to present yourself well on camera from a professionalism standpoint is exceedingly important to us and to me as far as my career is concerned. And over time, I had a very serious degenerative bone loss problem that caused the loss of several teeth. And I tried a plethora of different solutions to kind of patch the problem and piecework the issue. It was expensive. It was not really overly successful, and it was not consistent with the image that I was looking to achieve as an executive. And so we talked about it a lot, to come up with a permanent solution to a problem that was continued to degrade with additional loss of teeth and so forth. And we thought, well, we want one solution that we can put this problem permanently to bed. So I went looking, and I frankly had settled on the All-on-4 situation. There's a lot of it out there, and there's a lot of marketing dollars that are thrown behind the All-on-4, All-on-6 concepts. And I had told you that was the solution that we were going to choose. And that's available everywhere, and it's available in about every market. And I just happened upon, in my YouTube search, Dr. Randy Roberts here at the Utah Smile Clinic. And I liked everything that I heard. One, that you didn't cut into my gums. That didn't hardly seem healthy. And I didn't end up with plastic, fake-looking gums. If I wanted to do that, I might have considered dentures, right? But I didn't have an interest in plastic fake gums and teeth that were tied to that. And his idea of coming with 6 bridges and just seemed innovative to me. And we looked at it and talked about it. And frankly, you expect something that's more futuristic and better in every way, shape, and form to cost more. And that was not my experience. My experience was that a lot of the All-on-4, All-on-6 dentists that you can just find anywhere, probably 10 of them in your town, right, or more, charge more, and you get substantially less. When we created the relationship, even at a distance with Utah Smile Clinic, it was first class from the very first conversation that we had with them. When we presented ourselves here in Salt Lake City, the first thing you noticed was how beautiful it was, right? You know, it's like a vacation for you with the mountains, right? And the mountains were talking to you, but they thought of everything. They've created a relationship with a hotel that's essentially in their parking lot, or they share a parking lot together, so that you can easily be ambled from clinic to your hotel room if need be. And I can tell you that from talking to the people at the hotel, that there's a real coordinated effort, that nothing's left to chance in the transition from the patient working with the hotel. You definitely, if you come here, want to stay right on the premises here at Staybridge. And then at the clinic itself, it's world class in terms of appearance and the way that it presents itself. But that's not the thing that grabbed me as much as the staff. Everyone that we met here in every capacity you could tell the joy of their faith just kind of permeated from them. I mean, you could just feel the radiation of their love for their work, and that work for them was a form of service and to their fellow humans. And to a person, we found everyone was, no matter what their role was, from administrative and billing to the doctor himself, were experts in their roles here. We had a very difficult case to emphasize that. I have 2 cousins that work in the dental field for more than 20 years each in management, and they had their dentist look at my x-rays and said, what Dr. Roberts is suggesting can't be done. And then we went looking for, world-renowned dentists, and we talked to 6 that would be considered either YouTube stars or maybe celebrity dentists, or in pristine positions with their state dental society. And again, just looking for every piece of information that was available to us, and we had every one of them to a person. Not one said that what Dr. Roberts was proposing was even feasible, possible. I challenged him with a pretty strong straight arm, why are these folks telling me that it can't be done, and you're proposing that it in fact can be done? And he had a humble spirit and was very confident in his answer. But he said, honestly, every week, patients leave the Utah Smile Clinic with a product that some dentist somewhere told them couldn't be done. And it was just something about the human connection there that had me put aside all of the other information that I'd had for other dentists. And I said, send them in some money and let's go to Utah. As it relates to money, when we moved into the celebrity dentist range, right, everybody was looking to charge twice as much as the Utah Smile Clinic. In most cases, they were looking for several more trips. We only had to come here 2 times, right? And it was a pleasant experience both times. But one case we looked at was 6 trips over a period of 1.5 years that would have been the same price as the Utah Smile Clinic if we also bought a Mercedes, right? So but setting the car aside, the price here was substantially less. 90 days and we end up with a perfect product, as hopefully you can see. So I don't have 6 flights. I don't have to leave my business 6 different times for several days at a time. So it was outstanding. And the technology here is NASA, right? It's the preciseness in which they were doing things is you'd think you were looking at Swiss watchmakers. And they have an off-premises lab that they own, but they bring the lab into your room in every visit through technology, right? You're looking at the lab technicians, they're communicating, making the most modest adjustments to make sure and that create absolute certainty that you end up with the perfect product for them. So we're extraordinarily grateful for the experience that we've had here.
They do the impossible here every day. It's a common occurrence. The impossible is happening every day. We almost look at it as miraculous what they're able to do. So we're delighted.
Well, and I've spent a lot of time in dental chairs in my life, and I've been quoted as saying, I'd rather have my fingernails pulled out with pliers than to go to a dentist. And yet here at the Utah Smile Clinic, they've made it a positive environment and an extraordinarily positive experience with an outcome that well exceeds our expectations at a price that is substantially less than what you would pay anywhere else for a less quality outcome. We couldn't possibly get on our soapbox and more wholeheartedly or full-throatedly recommend Utah Smile Clinic.